we're back.
We're
We
back.
made it another week.
Another week.
Like a bad nightmare. We're back. So
Yep,
oh,
we're back.
I lived through a week this week anyway. So
Crazy week, huh?
after utility pole getting dropped on me a week ago this past Saturday. So yeah, so I managed to make it through made it through that. So hopefully it'll get better by the end of the weekend, and I'll be able to walk a little bit better than I could last week.
Yeah, hopefully so. Yeah, yep. Gotta watch those poles.
Yeah, those 40-footers when they roll off the forklifts and you're not seeing them coming. Yeah, that's kind of hard to dodge.
Yeah, no doubt.
But oh well. So what's new and exciting with you?
Same old, busy here and keeping busy with stuff. The usual. Got the public investigations coming up October 1st. And I think we still got some tickets left for that. And then, of course, the October 29th thing where people can do 2 locations, 1 price, and all that good stuff. There's still some left. There's not too many tickets left, really. I think when I looked, there were like 6 tickets left.
Oh yeah,
I believe. Yeah, so it's they're almost gone. So anybody's wanting to go to that, you might want to get those tickets pretty soon because they might not make it too far into October.
Yeah, I mean, I talked to you a few weeks ago, and you're like, "Yeah, we haven't hardly sold anything," and now they're almost all gone.
So, yep, getting closer to Halloween, so people are buying.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it is. You get closer to October, and everybody wants to get their scare on.
Yep. Yeah, but that's the excitement is the public investigations coming up each month, and then the 2 locations to investigate and all that good stuff. So how about you?
So yeah, we got stuff going on, but one thing I think it'd be kind of interesting there too, with Asher Walton and Rhodes, is if you get any cross EVPs or something, where you might, ask questions about, hey, did you ever visit Rhodes Hotel?
Yeah.
Did you ever go to the Asher Walton house? And just see if you picked up, if you get any type of evidence from any one of those. So I think it'd be an interesting way to do it. Those 2 locations, they're about the same time era, that they're around, and they're just on opposite ends of the corner. So yeah, it'll be an interesting investigation. I think it'll be a good time. So, if people don't have tickets, they ought to get them, because I think you're missing the boat on this particular night where you can pop back and forth and try some weird stuff like, hey, follow me down the roads or follow me back to Asher Walton and see if are you here? Did you come back? And with me, and what room were we in at Walton, or what room were we in at Rhodes? And I think there's a lot of opportunities there that people can take advantage of.
Yeah, a lot of good suggestions.
Good time.
Yeah.
So,
yep, a lot of good suggestions there. Definitely. Yeah, I'll have to try those.
But yeah, we got a few things coming on, and out at the. Oops, I didn't mean to take it all the way up, but I. So it's all right. But yeah, we got stuff coming on. But it's probably just easy to let Mike and Chris tell you what's going on. So let's just let them say it.
Hey, what's up, guys? We want to invite you to Ashmore Estates, November 19th. We're going to do a day and a nighttime investigation. We've never done this before. Everything's going to be very, very cool.
Yeah. No, we get asked a lot about daytime activity, what you experience, and we experience a lot in the daytime. So this is the very first public ghost hunt that we're a part of that we're going to be hosting at Ashmore on the 19th. Tickets are only $89 if you want to come during the day. If you want to come just at night, also $89. But you know what? Robbins this week is giving you a deal. $149 if you want to do it both. I suggest that. Spend a day with us at Ashmore Estates. All day, all night, full investigate, 2 big investigations. We feel like a baseball team. It's a doubleheader.
It is a doubleheader.
It's going to be badass. So you guys need to come out. This is the very first public daytime investigation we're doing. I'm excited about it. So join us on the 19th at the mighty Ashmore Estates. We need to tell you where to get the damn tickets, right? Visit us, theratechasers.com, or you can visit us on any social media platform, and the ticket link will be there. But if you go to theratechasers.com, scroll down, hit the Ashmore on the 19th, and secure your spot. Yeah!
gonna be a fun night or
Yeah.
day or both.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, or both. Yeah, they were so
Yep.
excited about telling everybody about the event, they actually forgot to tell them where to get the tickets.
Yep, yeah, it's just like I think people probably would have figured it out anyway. But and of course I know that Mike and Chris probably aren't watching this anyway, but I never realized how short Chris really is. And,
Yeah,
so you see like standing because Mike's not real tall, but
yeah,
yeah, I didn't realize how short Chris really was with that. So,
yeah.
but good guys, it'd be a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, yeah, and they've been there a few times, so yeah, be cool having them back there again, right?
Oh yeah, it was
It does
just there
something
this
different.
past April. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, we've got the got Kids Day coming up, but as we told everybody before, and once again they don't listen, it's sold out. So there's no tickets available. Don't bother to send me messages. Don't send Ashley messages. Don't send anybody messages because you're not going to get in. It's done. It's sold out. We don't bring any more in. We cut it off. Basically because of the numbers. We want to make sure everybody has a good time. Plus, you can only deal with so many little kids running through the building. Ashley would be pulling her hair out, and then she'd pull mine out. And as you can see, there's not many left to pull out. So, yeah, it'll be a fun night, fun day.
Yeah, that'll be a good time for sure. Yeah, I made it over to the one in May, so that's good. And it'll be fun getting to come back over to this one.
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, it will be. It'll be. There's Terry Mosby's coming down, and Chris and Rick's going to come over and help, and so yeah, it will. A good time. I think. I'm not sure if Ron. I think he is. I think Ron Turner's going to be over there.
Okay.
And Mike, and maybe another one or two. I don't know. So yep, no, I agree. Actually, the building loves the kids. Those kids going through there. It's us humans that have to deal. So I'll just go to the house. I'll just stay over there working on the house and stay away from everything like I did the last couple of times. Stuff was going on. So.
Yeah, I kind of stayed out of the way when I was over. I kind of hung out and like spoke a little bit, talked to the kids for a few, and then I kind of headed back over and kind of hanging out and got that crazy sunburn on the forehead, like while you were working on the house.
And one set of his had their earbuds in, and the battery just went dead on him.
Oh no!
So we went to the other ones.
All good to go now.
These were my color too. They were kind of pink.
Yeah.
They've been charging. I mean, they're still on the charger, so they're probably just junk. I got them at an auction site, and so they're probably just junk. So they probably will get thrown away soon here.
Well, it's crazy because like when you said that, like remember, this has been a while back. I remember one of the shows though. I got like. We were talking after the show was I couldn't hardly hear because mine were like going in and out and they were charged up. So I thought, yeah, but I was having trouble out of mine before.
Yeah, strange.
It's paranormal.
Yeah, it has to be.
It has to be. It's got to be paranormal.
Well, let's make sure. Yep, she's awake. Yes, we haven't put her to sleep yet. So.
Yeah, she's awake.
What do you think we should? I think we should bring Erin in and let her talk to us. Have you met Erin before?
I don't think we've met before.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't think so. But we've sent messages back and forth some, so it's been cool getting to talk and everything. So yeah, be fun.
Let's get her in here.
Sounds good.
Yes. Hey, Erin.
Hey, good evening.
Evening.
How are you?
I'm doing all right. How are you guys?
Good.
Keep busy. Without a doubt.
Sounds like it.
So. What's that?
Said it sounds like it.
Yeah, well, we're building this house out at Ashmore, so that's it keeps me busy.
Yeah, I've seen the pictures. It's an amazing improvement.
So yeah, it's coming along pretty well. We'll get there. So hopefully sooner than later. But we'll just keep plugging along. That's all we can do. So Erin has a new book. So before you tell us about the book and everything, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Sure. I'm like noticing this like amazing brightness on my face. I don't even know how I can make that go away. We'll just pretend I'm under interrogation for the rest of the night. We'll just go like that. So yes, I have been doing the traditional paranormal investigating since 2013. However, I've had the whole story of, loving scary stories and all that stuff since I was little. I am out of Colorado, born and raised, and let's see here. I like long walks on the beach and all that. I feel like I don't know, like what kind of background information that you would want to be seeking as far as like. 'Cause, I live separate. I basically live two lives. I live like my educational career life, and then I live like what's the paranormal life. And somehow in the last 6 months, last 2 months, they've actually collided. So, because now the
Is that a
public,
good thing?
I suppose I took that step into being published.
Because I know when you were out at Ashmore and all that, you were still trying to keep that not quiet, but it wasn't not for public knowledge. You didn't broadcast that out to the people that you work with and everything.
Right. Well, mental health has such a stigma to it. And talking to the dead in the middle of the night, of course, has a stigma to it as well. And of course, I don't want people to, no one wants to think that people are therapizing them. And I will honestly say, when I'm off the clock, I have no need to be therapizing anyone. So
I was really glad to hear that.
you see who I hang out with. So
Yeah, exactly. I was actually looking at a picture back here on my wall.
I love that picture. That is
Erin's
such a
in the
great
very,
picture.
very back. Erin's back there hiding.
I had to be tall. There's a bunch of tall people, and I had to go on my tiptoes. Everyone else was tall.
Have you been investigating here recently?
No, I am on a paranormal withdrawal right now. It is like the worst thing ever. I keep seeing everyone else going on all these adventures, and it has been since July that I did the Cripple Creek Jail, the Outlaws and Lawmen Jail, and that was one of our public events. And so we have one of those again coming up in October, and then I have almost back-to-back investigations for the rest of the year. So after I finished the book, it's almost like I went into this lull of nothing. So I'm ready to get back out there. I miss it.
Now, the book you wrote, that you've had some stories written in some other things also, haven't you?
Yes, I've been recently published in Haunted Magazine in volume 35 that just came out just at the beginning of the month. I actually have the first article in the magazine on a local gold camp road. It has a story about like an urban legend of a school bus full of children that they got crashed in one of the tunnels. So backing up, we have the old gold, well, in Colorado, the gold rush, as of like the Rocky Mountains. So we had the railroad tracks that went through up from Colorado Springs to the mining camps, Cripple Creek. And so when those all closed down, the gold was gone. They converted those roads into dirt roads, toll roads. Actually, even Teddy Roosevelt, he rode the rails at once, and he said, "This is a trip that bankrupts the English language. It's how beautiful it is." But now it is a road that's basically for hikers, amateur ghost hunters, and the occasional vandals, murders. I mean, it's kind of not a real safe place. But there's an urban legend of a school bus full of children that crashed in the tunnels. But I was able to research that back to a story in Salt Lake City. So, anyways, long story short, I don't want to give my whole article away. That is what the article there is about. I think I talked longer about that one than I intended to. But then, yes, The other publication that I have is in the March edition of American Hauntings, The Morbid Curious, on a piece down in Las Vegas, New Mexico, on 2 hotels that are actually in my book, Sleeping Among Spirits. Yeah. Sorry,
Huh?
Sorry, I was talking.
No.
Go ahead.
I didn't want to cut you off. So the big question: what got you into the paranormal to begin with?
Well, I mean, like I said, I was into it when I was a kid. I don't remember the first time. It was a lot of the scary story reading, the scary stories to tell in the dark, R.L. Stein. I remember sneaking down to watch Tales from the Crypt and then crying for my mother to come get me. And I mean, it's actually fun that I got, Robin's met my mom, got her into coming out and investigating with us later. But it was always just kind of an interest, always just a ghosts are fun, ghosts are just there. But I also had that illusion of, what you see on TV is real. So when the popular ghost shows came out, that was real. But it wasn't until I actually joined a team, learned a lot of different things. So yeah, the paranormal has always really been with me, but I couldn't tell you who or why.
How'd you? Yeah, you've done a lot of investigation with Richard Estep, but how'd you end up hooking up with Richard? I mean, I know you guys are both Colorado, but didn't know if you ran into each other there or something, or how that happened.
Yes. So actually, our friendiversary, I don't know. I don't think Richard's watching tonight. I talked to him earlier today, and he said to tell you hello, and he wanted me to make sure I did say that, so I did my part. Our friendiversary, according to Facebook, was like today or yesterday something, but that was when we met. So it was Cripple Creek. So I mentioned this ghost town a lot. It's a big popular casino town that you ever get out to Colorado, I will definitely take you guys up there. It's one of my favorite towns. I don't gamble or anything like that, but it's true ghost lore. So we had there's another author, Stephanie Waters, who she was hosting paranormal conventions back in 2013, 14. I have a horrible concept of time, but I remember stepping outside. I had a horrible nicotine habit at the time, and there was this group of people out there. Just started talking to them, and he mentioned that he was a writer. Well, he was the keynote speaker. Had only written two books, and I said, "Oh, you're the keynote speaker. You're the writer." And he said something to the extent of, "Don't believe everything you hear." You know his humor. But I just remember thinking, "Oh my gosh, that's so cool. You write books." And he said, "Well, you could be a writer. Anyone could be a writer." This is all actually in the foreword of my book because I remembered this. And it's like, I'm never going to be a writer. And so a lot of this I attribute to him. But it wouldn't be until maybe 2 or 3 years later that he invited us, me and someone who's no longer the team, out to Fox Hollow Farm for that investigation.
That's close. It's really close to me.
Yeah, it was interesting, although none of the spirits wanted to deal with me. I was the only girl there.
You weren't their type, huh?
I was not their type. Yeah, they were only into men.
So that's an interesting figure object to use. It's like here's Erin. It's like, no, we don't want to mess with Erin. It's just wrong style, wrong race. Wrong person for us.
Mm-hmm. All the wrong.
Yeah.
I want to ask this. You talked about shows and stuff a minute ago, like when you were younger and everything. Favorite scary movie?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so if you've got to go, so I mean, you mentioned like scary. I'm gonna go
Anything
with
spooky, scary.
okay, classics. The must-sees, Exorcist and or Poltergeist. Those are the two that I keep going to. I mean, of course, we have Stephen King's The Shining, Pet Cemetery were probably the first two that I ever watched. Pet Cemetery was the first um, big kids adult book that I watched or I read, and so watching that one, I had a cat that looked just like Church did, so that was fun. But I was gonna say with scary movies, I'm like, unfortunately it takes a lot anymore and believe me, I want the jump scares, but I like the thrillers.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm kind of more into the thriller type stuff than the jump out type or the gruesome blood and guts type stuff. It's like that's just I want to see that. I go work in an ambulance group, So it's like I'd rather rather just watch one than one of the old style ones that might be a little bit different or has a plot to it that's makes you think that could really happen.
Mm-hmm.
They don't make them like they used to.
I like the ones that mess with your mind too. Like you think you know what's going on and then you twist everything. It leaves you going, wait, I just don't, what, huh? And then you have to go back or you go to IMDb to look at the trivia because how did I miss this? Those are the ones that I really like because, the one movies where you're like, all right, I know what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm. One that got me was Split. Did you ever see that?
I literally just watched it this weekend for the first time. That one was good. Yes.
Yeah, it got later into that, and I was like, I wasn't expecting that.
No. Yeah, I watched that one, and then I just watched the movie The Witch too, and that one was peculiar too. I don't know how I feel. That was one where I'm like, I don't know how I felt about it. I liked it, but it left me with questions. So
I'm writing that one down. Watch that.
I'm gonna kind of block this glare. Mike's leaning over.
Yeah. Look, yeah, I got the same thing right now because you just like look down.
I gotta catch up with you. See, but I'm twice your age, so that counts. So let's kind of dive into your book a little bit and talk about that and how it came about and what made you decide to go ahead and write it.
Sure.
Just a little bit about it.
All right. Well, here it is for show and tell. I can get it on. I can't see anything, so is it kind of there?
Yeah.
Sleeping Among Spirits.
Sleeping, not to be confused with Sleeping with Spirits, because that's a different title. Someone had someone else was like, that's a whole different ballgame. No. So this came about actually out of Richard's Great American Ghost Trip from last summer. So we did 10 nights of back-to-back investigations, and here I am, the go-getter, and I'm not going to sleep. Let's sleep. And by the eighth night, yeah, we started sleeping on locations. And I hadn't actually ever slept on a location before, and I had wanted to. Actually, I wanted to sleep at Ashmore, but it was so hot. It was so hot those nights. So we're like, ooh, we're staying in the air conditioning. But it was okay. We're taking advantage. So like Fort Mifflin, stayed there. We had some footsteps walking around in a bang. I was the only one who heard the footsteps, so that's cool. Next night, Bel Air House in Ohio. There's something in my room. I'm solo in there, and I'm thinking, all right, just don't wake me up. Now I'm exhausted. So I just and someone's just in the room and you're just trying to, nope, do not mess with me, ghosts, and don't even care right now. Last night, we were in Atchison, Kansas, at the Sally House, the infamous Sally House that claims demonic activity. Deadbeat tired claimed, all right, we're going to take a half-hour nap. Turned into 2.5 hours for me. And so I joked, it's like, well, if I could sleep at a supposedly demonic house, maybe I could sleep anywhere. And I should write a book. And I was encouraged. And so that's, when I'm encouraged, I start thinking and I start plotting. And then 15 locations later, I have a book. So it definitely was, it was an adventure. And I actually did return to the Sally House as part in the book because I wanted to go back and redeem it because I was asleep most of the time that we were there. And so wanted to actually be able to investigate it this time around and still sleep there.
Any crazy stuff? Go ahead.
Oh yeah. Do you think when you're guys doing these back-to-back nights, I mean, like 10 in a row like that, do you think your energy level dropped down and maybe you weren't getting the activity that you might have got had you had like an extra night, to do some things?
Say that again. So if my energy
Yeah,
levels.
Do you think your energy, I mean, if you're doing just 10 nights back to back to back to back to back investigations, do you think your energy level drops down and that spirits might pick up on that and they didn't want to, they're not really as active as you might want them to be? If you did it like an investigation every other night, it might have helped out or might have done something different.
I mean, that's a possibility. I've also heard the theory that the less energy, the more vulnerable you might be as well.
Yeah, that's true. I guess you can look at it either way.
And also what would, cause a spirit to want to interact with you, whether, is it because of your energy or is because they want to pick on you or they like you. But yeah, after 10 nights, I speculated too, maybe it was a nice ghost. Maybe Sally just wanted to let me sleep.
Did you have any, I usually say like crazy stories that you can kind of share something with, but you know what I mean? When I'm like, I don't mean like, yeah, crazy, but anything interesting you'd like to share, like a little piece of enough to kind of tease people with?
Well, we had some stuff. I mean, I can't say that the book, like every single location had stuff. We know that locations, unfortunately, are going to be quiet. We know that there's going to be quiet nights, and those are bummers. And I can't necessarily say, oh, this place is haunted, or if I slept somewhere and I was fine, oh, you can sleep there and be fine. But as far as activity wise, we had, let's see here. Trying to think of like, what is my favorite? Well, one of the ones that stand out was just in March when we were at the Hinsdale House in New York, when we have two individuals who are both under the Estes method, both to their own spirit box, and they're both getting the same negative responses, both things that neither one of us will say. Meanwhile, I'm catching some sort of shadow figure through my camera lens in the mirror. So, I mean, that was cool. There's also, we brought in a remote psychic sample Trucis to the Plaza Hotel down in Las Vegas. And I mean, he's picking up on different like battles that were happening, women that were in the building, things that I hadn't even heard of. That's not really I'm just saying that's more for like research purposes. I guess that's not paranormal. Sorry. That's my own nerdiness. But Chase Manor, and that's in Auburn, New York, had a suicide closet where that was probably, usually I'm one who will go first into any place where, at Ashmore, it's like in the boiler. I'm like, hell yeah, I'm going to go in there and I'm going to go challenge him, right? I said some not so nice things to him. In this closet, I did not want to even shut the door. So, I mean, we had stuff in these locations, and I feel like every time someone asks me this question, it's like, I want to say like, oh yeah, we had this crash, bang, boom. It's like, I don't think I can promise that, but I can say, I hope I tell it in a way that at least it's an entertaining experience, that it's not going to be boring. There were things to, there were, for lack of better words, there were spooks. That sounds terrible. That sounds so, I'm a horrible explainer. I just write.
So, what out of the locations that you've been, not just necessarily in your book, but all the locations you've been visiting for the last few years and all, is there one that just draws you back, that you've got to go back to, that you haven't been able to get back to yet?
Well, honestly, and I'm not saying this just to kiss up to you, is Ashmore.
How much do you pay her?
Well, I haven't
There
been to
it
Rhodes
is.
yet. I haven't been to Rhodes. No, Ashmore is one that I felt such a kindred spirit to, and I felt really, really sad when I left it. And it's like what I've told you. I'm like, hey, I can come out there. I'm like, I'm serious. And like when people, in the past have said like, oh, so much like bad things about it, I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, I felt, even when rocks were being thrown at me in that place, like on our third night, or we had the REM pod activity up there. I mean, that's crazy stuff, Mike. I don't have that stuff in my book, but that's going to be
kind of familiar with rocks.
Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, Mike's had rocks thrown at him there too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it was up there in the third floor. It's like, what is, I mean, that place was madness, and I loved it. I loved every moment of it. And yeah, and that is hopefully that'll be documented. I believe Richard's working on that one. But that one I want to go back so bad. I am excited. I haven't been to yet. I'm hitting Waverly in December. And so I mean, my whole thing, there's a quote by Susan Sontag. It's like, I haven't been everywhere yet, but it's on my list. I will go places over and over. Like I said, it's like, I may not have had an experience in one night, but I will go back. And actually I had someone say, it's like, well, you slept somewhere and you didn't have an experience, but I slept somewhere and someone tugged on my foot. It's like, okay, not saying that, everything's going to be fine. Everyone's going to have their own experience. And just because I might have not had a crazy happen, the next person might.
I'm going to follow up with Robin. Go ahead, Robin, and I'll ask.
No, fine.
Okay. Since Robin asked that question, I'm going to follow up with my question I always ask everyone. If you could investigate any place in the world, where would you investigate? Anywhere in the world.
It is a toss-up. I would love to do the catacombs, but I would have to go. I'd have to go to England and just anywhere, throw a penny so anywhere in England, and I would just be happy.
It's awesome over there.
I've been there before I went to grad school, back when I just had waitress pay and I could just pack up and go. And I miss that, and then I went to grad school and now I'm, paying that back. But that place, like, you feel it. Or, even Scotland. I mean, just think about that. I mean, look at Edinburgh. That place is just walking in residual energy.
Yeah. Good choices.
Yeah, catacombs comes up quite a bit.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people are interested in going there.
I've been to Paris, but I did not go there.
So close.
Okay, I'm assuming that was somebody in your house, Erin.
Oh, my disembodied child. Yes.
Okay. Well, that's all right.
I heard too. I was kind of like,
I was like,
well,
dang,
I know that there's
the
nobody with Mike, and I
microphone.
know there's nobody here, so it's like it has to be with Erin. So that's all right. I was kind of really hoping to say, nope, I'm home alone, but then but
my disembodied child, but she died 10 years ago in this house.
So what's you've got the first book down. It's what you got an idea what you're gonna do as far as writing another one?
No, right now, taking a break on that. I've played with ideas, but it's always been, I mean, even just to get this one started was, I mean, it all just kind of started on just a chapter book, because to get from a start to finish, like, I admire Richard and all the other authors that I've read that they can go on one topic. I don't know about my follow through. I also, you guys have been listening to me for the last half hour. I tend to go all over the place anyways. So I have to, tend to stick with one topic. And so if I were to do something again, it would probably be, more contained like that. I mean, even if I were to do like a volume or volume 2 or number 2 of the same type. I mean, my husband was even saying, like, if I were to, do something like a, sleeping in jail cells. Actually, the last location, here's a crazy thing I did just remember for you. How did I forget this one, Mike? I'm so sorry. Was Squirrel Cage Jail. I had permission to sleep there. That is in Council Bluffs, Iowa. And we had the welcoming committee from the, I imagine, the male spirits on the second floor, and went to go investigate it. It's like chains on bars. Go down, no one there. Go back up, no, it's kind of like a goose chase. So that was kind of fun. And I ended up sleeping down like right below them. I'm never going to go to prison. Just going to say that. Horrible sleeping conditions. But even just to, haunted jail cells, something like that. But I don't know. Like, they're all just kind of bubbles right now.
You could always do another series with some of these other locations you're wanting to hit. I mean, if you get to hit those later this year or sometime next year or something, there's your volume 2.
Yeah, I do have an idea out there of a coffee table book, not a written book, of Pets of the Paranormal. I have a website or a page on Facebook, and I've put it out there. Hey, if anyone has something like, whether you're an investigator or you have an animal who, like I had a cat, Dash, who I would take on investigations, and hopefully his story will be in one of the upcoming haunted magazines. He unfortunately passed. So I was kind of curious about, like, if there are, pets, whether investigators, pets or not. And I was thinking, it'd be fun to just do like a little flip book. And so that was another side project. but that might just be a side project. So right now, I think everything is just, it's all just kind of right up in here swirling. I know I'm not leaving you with anything.
Now, when Richard, a lot of people don't know. I mean, if you've seen the book, but Richard wrote a book, The Ghost of Gacy, which you were part of that book.
No,
And you weren't here. I thought you were here.
I can't. Nope, I did not. I saw the armoire when I met you.
Right.
Coming for Ashmore.
Oh, okay. All right. I guess that's what it was. Yeah, you were here when we came
You might be
over, but yeah,
thinking of Catlin.
well, yeah, because I thought there was two girls with him that time. I thought it was you, but maybe not. So
No,
obviously
sadly I
not.
missed that one. It was a good book though.
So yeah, you talked about the animals or pets in the paranormal and everything. We had one that in our building here that died, and Norma had it cremated, and we actually had a friend that caught a picture. If you can kind of see it, Norma's, because you can see down below, you can see the paws. She has a Himalayan cat, and it's really fluffy and everything. And but yeah, if you're seeing on a computer screen, it's a lot easier than a phone through a camera and everything. But on a computer screen, you can see the tail and everything on this cat. And I mean, that's everything else. That the girl that shot the picture thought it was like, it's like, yeah, it's just kind of blurry. Maybe it's not, maybe it's just something that's out of focus. And like everything else around that picture is in focus. Like you can look at the wood grain fuller, and it's all completely in focus. I said it just happens that then the cat would jump and run down the stairs, which is actually the path that it looks like it's taking. And I think that's probably just from a situation where like I can't think what I'm thinking about with the speed of the camera is catching it as it's going past. But yeah, as long as it catches it quick enough that you can actually see the paws and everything. So interesting anyway with that. So. But yeah, that's good. So you have to reach out to Tim Miley if you don't know Tim. He does photographs for pooches, and he's really big in the paranormal and pets and things like that. And yes, he'd probably be a good one to talk to also. Get his take on some of that.
Sure. Yeah, I'll have to look at that. Absolutely.
You got a paranormal group too, as well, that you have out based in Colorado, right? Yeah,
I do.
Talking.
So my team is Cheyenne Mountain Paranormal Investigators. We are, we're based out of Colorado Springs. We used to be a much larger group, and I'm thinking since the pandemic, there's 6 of us. It's hard to keep track of who we are. But right now it's more doing the public investigations up at the Cripple Creek jail, and then doing more of like our own like broader investigations. But it's been a lot of fun. It's been really good to especially network out, like with networking with Richard. Then we meet people out in other states too. Then we can team up. Actually, my birthday weekend was over Memorial Day weekend, and we were linking up. We went up to Iowa and just linking up. And I'm not one for girls' weekends whatsoever. It's like a whole chick thing, but it was jokingly called a girls weekend because it ended up just being all of us. And there was like a few of us from like different teams just all getting together, and we went to 4 different locations. And that's what we're doing for Waverly as well. So our team is just kind of locally based, and then we source out.
That's cool.
One of my favorite people that builds equipment is in Colorado, Bill Chappell. He just moved from the Denver area out like 4 hours away from Denver, I guess. So, and He just released a new piece of equipment that he's got. His Ovilus 6, I think it is out now.
Is that the one on the wrist?
Yeah, yep, that's what he's doing. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, I saw that. That looked really cool.
yeah, he's in pre-orders on that, so I kind of had to get one. And
Yeah. I'm surprised you didn't get two.
I mistakenly did, but it wouldn't let me order the second one. So, because I didn't know if I had it in the cart. So you're only allowed one. Like what? So, but yeah, I didn't want two anyway. But yeah, but I actually did touch. I posted something. Hey, I just ordered one bill. I said I think you should deliver it to me. And he said I'll call you next month. So like, okay. So we'll see. Hopefully, he's loved coming out to Ashmore. He's been out there a couple different times, and he loves coming out there. So so hopefully he'll come back out. He always told me he wanted to spend a week out at Ashmore and just to investigate and use equipment and everything. But or actually, he doesn't really investigate. He just likes to use the equipment and see what he can come up with and see what happens. But they're, I assume you've probably been to Stanley Hotel before.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And Bill tells me, and maybe you know where it's at. I don't know the name of it. Bill tells me there's a hotel that's right, not very far from Stanley. I think it's like towards the mountain area. That's probably even more active than what Stanley even thought to be.
Yes, I have heard of that one, and the name is escaping me right now. And that one has been, it's been on under the murmurs of the circuit. And you reminded me that I actually have to look into that.
Yeah, because he told me that it's closed during the winter months, and that he uses that hotel a lot of times when he was in the Denver area to test equipment, because he would basically rent the entire hotel and go there. But they were closed during the winter, because that wasn't a big time of the season for them. Everybody went to Stanley, anyway. And they said, but they were closed during the winter months, and he would just pretty much like rent the place. The owners were going to Florida, for the winter, and he would rent the place for just go out there. And it finally got down to he was there so much, I'm like, here's the keys, we'll see you later. And so they just off and left. So
he became the caretaker, very shining like.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'll have to.
Yeah, you have to get your nerd research on, and
yes,
you can find that out.
And I'm always looking for new places too to go. I mean, I'll go to the repeats, but at the same time, it's we're somewhere new, especially with like travel and gas too. Sometimes that can be,
Right.
that's a deterrent. So this is not a cheap hobby.
No, not at all. Hotels, you have to rent a hotel. They're expensive as heck right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we for Waverly, we ended up getting an Airbnb and splitting it. It's saving so much more, and it's phenomenal.
Yep. Yeah, that's kind of the way to go if you are doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yeah, it's so expensive, especially around that area. It's not cheap to just get a room for the night.
Mm-hmm. Louisville's a hot spot.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Mike, I think you need to hit Erin up with your other question you usually ask everybody.
Yeah, the one I stole from Jenny. Yeah, let's do that. I stole this question because I was asked one time when I did an interview, and I stole it from her. So, if you can investigate with any three people alive, already passed away, or fictional, what three people would you pick?
Ooh, good question.
That's why I stole it.
That's why somebody else came up with it, not Mike.
Oh, ouch. Yep.
Part of me is thinking like fictionals, like, okay, well, can I put in like the Ghostbusters? Because that would be fun. No, and honestly, one of the people that I've admired, and I've always hinted at is, and I like her style, is Katrina Weidman is, and then there was someone else that I was just thinking of as well, and man, you're just making me like draw blanks at the end of my night. You need like a graphic of like tumbleweeds or crickets or something like that. Let's.
Play the Jeopardy music.
Oh man, yeah, because I lose on all my people. Like, who would I actually? I mean, there's a difference between who would I like to go and like, you know, but it's. Yeah, I don't even know who I'd put with my third. The Ghostbusters and Katrina. That's gotta be my team.
Yep. Well, there's a few of those guys out there anyway, the Ghostbusters. So you kind of catch a little bit of both of them between the dead, the fictional, and living right there in the Ghostbusters guys. So yep.
Yeah.
Could be messy though.
So besides Waverly, you got anything else going on this year?
Let's see here. Heading out to Asylum 49 for Halloween with Richard. Going out to Massachusetts the following week. There is a Massachusetts con, and I'm helping. It's set up by Sam Paltrusis, so I'm helping out with that. And then I'm excited because I'm actually going to go to Salem, which I have never been, so I can go nerd out for a day. Which I'm fine with just hitting the hot spots and then calling it good. Stay at the Hawthorne. Apparently that's the to do. And then
I think that's where I stayed when I was out there. The Hawthorne.
Yeah, apparently that it's one of the. I got to do my homework. I really do. I've had like just between finishing the book, I think like I had a brain dump, but one of the more historic places right there on the square, and I could be told. All I know is it's apparently like the place to stay.
Yeah, I remember. I mean, it's an older hotel, and the rooms were kind of typical, and it was nothing extravagant, but it was nice as well. So yeah, it's a nice place to go to, and it's fairly close to everything too. You can walk around that area quite a bit.
And there's free parking, so I like that too because I hear parking there is ridiculous.
In fact, that's one of my one of my souvenirs I got from in Boston, Massachusetts, was a parking ticket. I kind of do those on purpose because it's like $20 or $25, and you get the parking ticket, and it says where you're from, where you're at, and everything. And they're kind of cool. I've got one from Hollywood down on Rodeo Drive, and then I got one in Boston, Massachusetts, and so yeah, it was kind of cool to get those.
Souvenir shop.
Yeah,
might get by a little bit cheaper. Well, I don't know. It might not be cheaper. I don't know.
Like $20 or $25 is all they are. So they're more of a something they kind of hang around, put in the frame, hang on the wall. I'm not sure what they would do now, but it's been a while since I had them.
Robin's got an extensive rap sheet when it comes to like parking tickets.
One day they're gonna find you.
Well, I pay them. So
Okay, as long as
it's not like, I mean, I pay them. It's not like because they usually they're in rental cars, so they nail you one way or the other. Then, but, so you pay them. It's just a matter of you get this printout ticket, just like souvenir, send them the money, and that's it. So. So it beats buying a Lego set. I mean, so.
Yeah. A little bit cheaper.
So yeah, exactly. That's why I look. It's a cheap souvenir. and it's one you
A
can
cheap
talk about.
souvenir.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Just
one that
parking
somebody
ticket,
else.
it's only $25.
You buy a postcard and it'll tell you where you are.
Yeah.
Oh, but that's boring. There's nothing to though. Anybody can do that. It takes a certain skill to park in a
Get a
spot
parking
where you
ticket.
probably get a ticket. So,
That's a lot of pre-planning.
I could just see him like driving around, be like, "Oh, no parking here. Let's just go ahead and park there."
well, you don't want to park in one of those because those get really expensive. You just park at
Yeah.
the metered parking spots. Then let
Yeah.
the meter just either don't put any money in the meter, or just let it. Once it runs out, then you just let it go, and then you just hope that the parking attendant comes by. I mean, it's not an easy job. Somebody's got to do it though.
So that's why we spend so much time in the restaurants when we're traveling, because you're waiting to go back out. There's gonna be a ticket
for
on
that-
the windshield.
Wait for that
I'm just-
parking ticket.
I'm just picturing him walking out and going, nope, not time yet, and walking back
Yeah.
in.
Yeah, let's go somewhere else for a little bit. Got some time to kill.
It's like, where are your traffic wardens? Do they work today or what? Oh well, it's my cheap thrill.
Whatever amuses you, and as long as it's, well, you pay your bills and okay.
Yeah, it works out okay. So it's not too bad. But, well, we're almost like running out of time here tonight. So, where can I find your book? Because I don't think you ever told anybody that.
No, I know. I don't want to be like the Wraith Chasers, right? So my book. So again, I will show and tell. Sleeping Among Spirits. Ooh la la. I don't know why I'm ooh la laing my book. But it is on Amazon. Just Sleeping Among Spirits. You can find it on Amazon. It is in paperback and also available in the Kindle format as well.
Is it out on audio yet, where people can? So I don't have to read. I can just listen to it.
No, not yet. I have to get on top of that.
Just get Richard to read it for you.
Yeah, apparently, he said that I need a girl. He said that I can't have any guys reading my book. It's like, well, that's not fun.
Well,
No Morgan Freeman.
Yeah, I think Josh Hurd's doing his, isn't he?
Yeah, actually, that was Josh Hurd that I had joked. I said I was going to get Josh to do it, and he said I should probably do a female. I was like, but it would be funny, especially when, referring to, my husband, Mike. My husband is Mike, obviously.
But Erin can be a man's name too, so nobody would maybe know unless you get your picture in the cover or something there.
My picture's in the back. Oh, well, I guess if it's audio. We're thinking way too much into this.
Yeah, exactly. Way too much effort. So, but well, hopefully you'll get a chance to see you sometime next year. And 'cause I know that this year looks like we're both kind of swamped doing things and all, but yeah, it'd be nice to catch up with you again. And
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah, you have to get out to Ashmore and then take you up to Rhodes. 'Cause Rhodes is only like
Yeah.
2.5 hours away from Ashmore.
Yeah. Well, let's plan that. That would be amazing.
Not far at all.
And bring Susan with you.
I will.
There's nothing more
Sure.
exciting than having an attorney and the insurance agent sitting in the same room talking.
Yeah, we are. Everyone is a bundle of fun.
Yeah. So, well, Erin, thanks for joining us, and I appreciate you coming in and talking
thank
about
you.
your book and sharing the information with us.
Yes, thank you so much for letting me come on and share everything and talking with you guys. It was great.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
We will. We'll definitely have to catch up next year, someplace, somewhere, and do something.
Totally love to.
All righty. Well, good night. Have a good one.
All right. Have a good night.
All right.
Good night.
Night.
Bye.
Night. Bye.
Well, it's good having her on, and
Yeah.
hopefully a lot of people catch up with her book, and it should be interesting, especially at the different locations all she's been to and gone through and everything. So
Yeah.
should be fun.
Yep.
Well, let's just see. Oh, wait a minute. Where's it at? There it is. next week, Roger Sheffel from Cheney Mansion.
Yep.
Cheney's just about an hour away from me. Mike's been there before, and to kind of wander through the place a little bit. Beautiful location. It's a great place to go, and I think people like listening to Roger and some of the experiences he's had there as well. So looking forward to that. And I haven't actually talked to Roger or Brad from Cheney for it's been a while, probably almost a year.
Yeah, I haven't talked to him in quite a while.
Yeah, and they didn't make his Unity Day, so I didn't talk to him here this year. So not sure what they're up to. And I was going to go down to Cheney a couple different times and just got sidetracked to get down that way.
Yeah.
So
we'll find out what he's up to soon.
Yeah. But if you haven't, check it out, or the YouTube channel. Go to LLF Radio on YouTube, and then we've got all the episodes on there, so you can probably listen to them on your phone, smart device, and you can probably listen to it in a car anymore. So you don't have to look at us. You can just sit there and listen to it. So
Yeah.
makes life that much better.
Yep.
But yep, and I know you guys are booking right now. I know we've been booking a lot too. So
Yeah.
so it's just if you're looking to get dates for Rhodes Hotel, for especially for 2023, they've got a few left for this year as well. But for 2023, you should probably be looking at doing that pretty quick here.
Yeah.
And,
Saturday is booked. Yep.
Yeah, don't forget, Rhodes has heat, so you can
Yes.
you can investigate during the winter months, without any
Yes.
problem at all. So that it works out pretty nice.
Yep.
And we don't have heat out at Ashmore, so stay away in the winter. I get people that come out and investigate, and we always tell them there's no heat. You're going to be cold. And they're like, oh, that's all right, we can handle it. And then they're freezing their butts off at about midnight. They're like, we're going to go, it's too cold. Like,
Yeah.
I'm sorry to tell you that. You wouldn't listen to me, but that's all right.
Yeah.
They never listen to you anyway. But I noticed that I was just looking today. I think our May of next year, I think there's one Saturday left for May of next year. So yeah, it's going to fill up quick. So it's so if you're looking for an event or for private investigations, either location, get a hold of us quick.
Yes.
Because you'll need to get that done. So,
Yeah.
And as always, just check out lostlimbsfoundation.org, Mike's website for the for Lost Limbs, help those kids, amputee children. So
Yep.
and, we haven't talked about it for a while. Have you guys got any line on any new any kids that you're looking at?
We do. We're actually waiting. There's a little girl that she is in the process of being fitted for a prosthetic here soon, and we're talking. They're right now. It's in that stage where they're trying to figure out what insurance is going to cover and what it's not going to cover and all that stuff. And of course, I told them that we're gonna do what we can do to help out. So hopefully something will happen with that to where we can do something to help here pretty soon.
Oh, that's cool.
Yes.
That's what it's all about. So
it is. Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, at that point, it's a good time to close. Hopefully that you reach out and help that girl. So
yes.
But I'm going to sounds like my pagers are going off in the background.
Yeah.
I'm going to get going and check out what's happening here in town. And but yeah, thanks everybody for joining us tonight. We will see you next week with Roger Shuffle.
Yep. Thanks, guys. Have a good night.
All right. Night, everybody.
My name is Mike, and I'm the founder of the Lost Limbs Foundation. The Lost Limbs Foundation is a 501c3 nonprofit organization that provides assistance to amputee children in need of prosthetics. I started the charity after my own struggles after my leg being amputated just above the knee. Prosthetics cost thousands of dollars, and the average lifespan is 5 to 7 years on a prosthetic. Kids are constantly growing, so they'll go through multiple prosthetics throughout their life. This is the prosthetic leg that I use, and the cost was about $70,000. The Rhodes Hotel is in Atlanta, Indiana, and is owned and operated by the Lost Limbs Foundation. We are currently doing photo shoots, ghost hunts, and special events to help raise money for the charity. For more information, you can go to lostlimbsfoundation.org. With your help, we can help these kids one step at a time.